You're about to customize your WordPress theme and you're wondering whether to dive straight into the theme files or take the safer route with the child theme. I'm going to show you exactly how to master WordPress child theme the right way, from basic setup to advanced customization that won't break when your theme updates. I'm Remus. I've been building WordPress stuff for 15 years and themes I work on, like WPResidence and WPRentals, are some of the top sellers on Theme Forest. Today I'll walk you through the complete child theme workflow that keep your customization safe and your sites maintainable. Here is the thing about child themes. They're not just about safety, they're about building a sustainable development process that scales whenever you're customizing one site or manage dozens. If you build with WordPress and want to customize themes the professional way, hit subscribe. I share deep dive tutorials on WordPress development, performance and best practices. Let's start with the fundamentals. A child theme is essentially a lightweight overlay that sits on top of your parent theme. Think of it like a clear sheet of film. You can draw on it, but the original underneath stays untouched. When WordPress loads your site, it takes the child theme first. If it finds the file there, it uses that version. If not, it falls back to the parent theme. That means you get all the parent's functionality by default, but you can selectively override just the parts you want to change. Here where child themes prove their worth. When your parent theme gets updated with a bug, fix or a new feature, your customizations stay intact because they're safely stored in the child theme folder. This isn't just about playing safe, it's about professional development workflow. You can experiment, roll back changes and maintain clean separation between code theme functionality and your custom modification. For this demo, I'm using WPResidence. The good news is that WPResidence comes with a properly configured child theme right out of the box. So let's examine what makes it work and why it's built this way. Let's look at the child theme style.css header. Beside the theme name and some license details, we see the template. The template WPResidence field connected to the parent theme. The version number helps track updates and the license information is important for commercial themes. Let's look at the function.php. Here is where things get interesting. WPResidence child theme function.php is way more sophisticated than the basic example you see in tutorials. First, there is a security check. This prevents the file from being accessed directly through a browser, which is a WordPress best practice that many child themes skip. Then we have smart style sheet enqueuing. Instead of blindly loading style.css, it checks the theme's minification settings first. If minification is enabled in the theme option, it loads style min.css instead. We have also RTL language support. For right to left languages like Arabic or Hebrew, it automatically loads the RTL style sheet. And we have proper child theme CSS loading. Notice how the child theme CSS has a dependency on the parent style. This ensures proper loading order. The version number comes from the theme itself, so it updates automatically when you change the version in style CSS. This is the kind of robust setup you want for the client side or any serious project. It's future-proof and handles edge cases that basic child theme misses. So when working with the child themes, I think we have 4 different situations. We have customizing template files, we have customizing CSS, we have the JavaScript, and we have the PHP function. Let's cover each of these sections. Customizing template file. This is where child themes really shine. Need to modify your header? Don't edit the parent theme's header PHP, copy it to your child theme instead. Let me show you how this works. Say I want to customize the site header, I copy the header PHP from my theme into the child theme. Now when WordPress loads any page, it will use my version instead of the parent's. The key principle is only copy what you plan to change. I see developer copy entire theme folders into child themes. That defeats the whole purpose. You want to inherit parent updates for everything except your specific modification. This works for any template file. Single PHP for blog posts, page.php for pages, archive.php for category listing. You can also create new template file like custom page templates or specify category templates. Here's a pro tip. When you copy a template file, always check what hooks and functionality contains. If the parent theme updates those hooks, your copied file might miss important changes. Sometimes it's better to use hooks to modify output instead of copy entire template. Let's do a real-world example. Let's do some actual customization work. I want to modify the property card display for this demo. The main property card file is located at template/property card template/property unit. Looking at this file, you can see it includes several template parts. One of them handles displaying the property details like bedrooms, bathrooms, and property size. The current template shows 3 pieces of information: number of bedrooms with a bed icon, number of bathrooms with the bath icon, and property size with the size icon. Now, let's say I want to display lot size instead of the property size. The lot size is stored in a custom meta field called property_lot_size, and I only want to show these numbers without any measurement units. Here is how I customize this in my child theme. First, I need to copy the entire template file path into my child theme folder structure. So I create the same folder structure: WPResidence/child, templates, property card templates, property unit. And then copy the property card details default.php file there. Now I can modify this copied file. I replace the code that gets the property size with the code that gets the lot size from the property lot size meta field. I also change the display logic to show lot size instead of property size, keeping just the number without the units. The key here is that I'm overwriting just one specific template file to customize how property details display without touching the parent theme. When WPResidence updates, my customization will stay intact because it's safely stored in the child theme. This shows you the real power of child themes. Target customization that survive theme updates. Now let's move to the next section: custom CSS in child themes. Your child theme style CSS loads after the parent CSS, which means your styles automatically override matching selectors. This is CSS cascade working in your favor. Let me show you a practical example. I want to change the background of the agent contact form that appears in the sidebar. This form has the CSS class agent_contact_form sidebar. Use your browser development tools to inspect the element and find the current styles. I can see the parent theme has some default styling for this form. Now, in my child theme style CSS, I'll add this code. Since my child theme CSS loads last, this gradient background will override the parent theme stylings. The form now has a modern gradient background instead of the default appearance. This demonstrates the power of a child theme CSS. You can completely transform the visual appearance without touching any parent theme files. When the theme updates, your custom CSS remains intact. The next section is about JavaScript. So, JavaScript in child themes follow the same enqueue principle as CSS. Never just drop script tags into template file. Use WordPress built-in system through your child theme's functions.php file. Let me show you a practical example related to our property card customization. Remember how we added the lot size display? Now I want to add some interactive functionality when someone clicks on that lot size. I need to add this code to my child theme function.php. Now I create the JavaScript file at JS in the folder js/propertyinteraction.js in my child theme folder. As you can see, it's just an alert when we click on that info lot size div. And pretty much that's it. Sometimes you need to replace a theme parent JavaScript entirely. Let me show you a real example from WPResidence. The parent theme has a JavaScript file in js/control.js that handles the login model. And you can see the functionality in this code. When we click a button, the top button, the modal login is displayed. To change this, one approach would be to completely dequake the parent script and replace it with a new version. Like this in this code, we have the dequake and the enqueue a new version. But there is a problem. WP state control is a massive file with dozens of functions handling properties, searches, image gallery, address calls, and much more. Dequaking, it will break half the site functionality. The dequake approach works great for smaller, focused JavaScript file, but not for this large multi-purpose script. The smart approach is to unbind just the specific click event and attach our own. Here is a better code, and what we are basically doing, we just cancel the first click and add our custom handler, which will just display an alert. This surgical approach removes only the specific behavior we want to override while keeping all other functional instant, much safer than replacing the entire script file. So to recap, if the file is small, you can dequake first and dequake your new version. But if the file is large and has a lot of functionality, it's better to look at the options to cancel out the clicks or the other action and load your own, like we did in this example. The function_exist concept. Let me show you how function overwriting works with a real example from WPResidence. The parent team has a child team function called estate listing details that display property information on single property pages. Here's how it's structured. See that function_exist check. This is what makes the function pluggable. The parent team is essentially saying, if this function does already exist, then define it. Since your child team function PHP loads first, you can define your own version of the estate listing details before the parent team tries to. When the parent team runs its function_exist check, it finds that the function already exists, so it keeps creating its version. So, in my child team function PHP, I can completely redefine how the property details are displayed. This code completely replaces how property details are rendered through the entire site. In the end, some professional best practices. Let me share some hard lesson about child team development. Prefix everything. Your function name, CSS classes, script handles, prefix them all. I use my team name or client abbreviation. This prevents conflict with other teams, plugins, and WordPress core. Version control is essential. Your child team should be in a Git or whatever system you use. Treat it like any other code project. Test it in staging first. Never develop child team customization directly on live site. Set up a staging environment that matches the production one. 6 months from now, you won't remember why you overrode that specific function. Leave comments and explain the reasoning. Use hook whenever possible. Instead of copying entire template files, see if you can achieve your goals with action and filter hooks. It keeps your child team lighter and more update resistant. Some common pitfalls. After working with child teams for years, I've seen developers make the same mistake repeatedly. Let me save you some headache by covering the biggest one. Don't copy functions.php entirely. I see this all the time. Someone takes the entire parent functions.php and put it on their child team. You lose all the parent team updates and potentially break functionality when the parent adds new feature or fix bugs. Only add what you specifically need to change. Don't use import for parent style. Some old tutorials still recommend adding import on CSS to your child team CSS. This is outdated and slow. It delays loading and can cause styling issue. Always use vp_enqueue_style in function.php instead. Don't assume all functions are overridable. Just because a function exists in the parent team doesn't mean you can overwrite it. Check if it's wrapped in function_exist before trying to replace it. If it's not pluggable, you'll need to use hooks to modify its behavior instead. Don't forget to test after parent updates. Even with child themes protecting your customization, major parent theme updates can sometimes break your modification if they change hook names, function signatures, or CSS class names. Always test your site after updating the parent theme. If this deep dive into WordPress child themes help you build better, safer customization, please like the video, subscribe, and share your child theme question below. I read every comment and I'm here to help you master WordPress development. In conclusion, here's what we covered today. We built a proper child theme from scratch, learned the safety override templates and style, master JavaScript enqueuing, and explore advanced function customization techniques. Your WordPress customization are now future-proof and maintainable. You can experiment freely knowing your changes won't disappear with the next theme update. Remember, child themes aren't just about safety, they're about professional development workflow that scales as your project grows.